I thought it was just a normal Christmas morning, filled with presents and cheer. But one gift, wrapped innocently under the tree, unveiled a truth about my parents that shattered everything I knew. This isn't your typical holiday story. It's the moment my family's hidden life came crashing down, all thanks to a single, unexpected present. I remember that morning so clearly. Even now, years later, the house smelled like fresh pine from the tree and cinnamon from Mom's baking. I was 22, home from college for the holidays, feeling that mix of excitement and comfort that only comes from being with family. My little brother, Tim, who was 15, was already on the floor, shaking boxes and guessing what was inside. Dad sat in his armchair, sipping coffee, with that quiet smile he always had. Vom handed out the gifts one by one, her eyes sparkling like they did every year. We took our time, like always. No rushing. Tim opened his first a new video game he'd been hinting about for months. He hugged Mom tight, and she laughed softly. Then it was my turn. I picked a small package wrapped in red paper with a gold bow. The tag said, "To Sarah, with love from Mom and Dad." It felt light in my hands, almost like nothing was inside. I tore the paper slowly, savoring the moment. Inside was a simple wooden box, old and polished. I lifted the lid, and there it was, a silver locket on a chain. It looked antique, with delicate engravings of flowers. I opened it, expecting maybe a photo of me as a baby or our family. But instead, there were two tiny pictures. One of a young woman I didn't recognize, smiling sadly. The other of a baby, wrapped in a blanket. My heart skipped a beat. Who were these people? I looked up at Mom and Dad, confused. They stared back, their faces pale, like they'd seen a ghost. I tried to laugh it off. "This must be a mistake," I said. "Whose pictures are these?" Mom's hand trembled as she reached for her tea. Dad cleared his throat, but no words came. The room felt colder suddenly, even with the fire crackling. Tim glanced around, sensing something wrong, but he stayed quiet. That locket wasn't just a gift. It was the key to a door I'd never known existed. And once it opened, there was no closing it. I held the locket tighter, feeling its cool metal against my skin. Questions flooded my mind. Why give this to me now? What were they hiding? But I didn't push. Not yet. We finished opening presents, but the joy was gone. Laughter felt forced. Later, as we ate breakfast, I caught Mom wiping her eyes in the kitchen. Dad avoided my gaze. That Christmas morning, which should have been full of warmth, marked the beginning of unraveling everything I thought was true about my family. As the day went on, I couldn't shake it. We watched our favorite holiday movie, but my mind wandered. Who was that woman? She looked a bit like Mom, but younger, with longer hair. And the baby, those eyes seemed familiar, almost like mine. I slipped the locket into my pocket, deciding to wait until evening to ask. But deep down, I felt a quiet fear. Like the ground under me was shifting. That night, after Tim went to bed, I sat with Mom and Dad in the living room. The tree lights twinkled softly. "Tell me about the locket," I said gently. Mom sighed, her voice barely above a whisper. "It's time you knew, Sarah. But it's hard." Dad nodded, his eyes misty. And just like that, the story began to pour out. A story of secrets kept for decades, all to protect me. Growing up, our family felt like the picture of normal. We lived in a small town in Ohio, in a yellow house with a big backyard. Dad worked as a teacher at the local high school, helping kids with math and science. He was the kind who stayed late to tutor, always patient. Mom was a nurse at the community hospital, the one everyone trusted with their worries. She had this way of making you feel safe no matter what. I was their first child, born right after they married. Or so I thought. Tim came along 7 years later. A surprise, they called him, but a happy one. We had routines that made life feel steady. Sunday dinners at Grandma's, summer trips to the lake, helping Dad rake leaves in fall. Laughter filled our home. Mom would bake cookies on rainy days, and we'd eat them warm from the oven. Dad told bedtime stories, his voice deep and soothing. But looking back, there were little things I never questioned, like how Mom sometimes stared out the window, lost in thought, or Dad's old photo albums, the ones he kept locked in his desk. He said they were from his college days, but he never showed them. Once, when I was 10, I heard them whispering late at night. "We can't tell her yet," Mom said. Dad replied, "It's for the best." I tiptoed back to bed, thinking it was about money or something grown up. Our town was quiet, the kind where everyone knew each other. Neighbors waved from porches. School was easy for me. I loved reading and drawing. Tim was the energetic one, always playing sports. We fought like siblings do, over silly things like who got the last piece of cake. But we were close. Family meant everything. Mom and Dad met in college. Or that's the story they told. He was studying education, she nursing. They fell in love over coffee in the campus cafe. Married young, at 23. Moved to Ohio for Dad's job. Simple life. But now, with the locket in my hand, I wondered if there was more. Were there gaps in your tales? Times they changed the subject? I remember holidays most fondly. Christmas was special. We'd decorate the tree together, hanging ornaments from my childhood. Mom's favorites were the handmade ones, popsicle stick stars, glittery angels. Dad strung the lights, humming carols. The house glowed. On Christmas Eve, we'd read stories by the fire. The night before Christmas was Tin's pick. I'd curl up with hot cocoa, feeling safe. But that year, everything felt off from the start. Maybe it was me being older, noticing more. Mom seemed tired, her smiles not reaching her eyes. Dad was quieter, lost in his newspaper. I asked if something was wrong. "Just the holidays," Mom said. "They bring memories." I nodded, not pushing. Now I wish I had. As a kid, I never doubted their love. They held hands on walks, kissed goodbye each morning. But secrets have a way of hiding in plain sight. Like the letters Mom kept in her drawer, postmarked from far away. I saw one once, addressed to her maiden name. She tucked it away quickly. "Old friend," she said. I believed her. Tim and I grew up feeling loved. Picnics in the park, bike rides. Dad taught me to fish. Mom sewed my Halloween costumes. Life was good, stable. Until that gift. Thinking back, our family photos told a story too. Walls lined with pictures. Me as a toddler, Tin's first steps, vacations. But no photos from before my birth. No wedding album out in the open. Dad said they were in storage. Dusty old things, he'd laugh. Mom would change the subject. Neighbors adored them. Mrs. Jenkins next door called Mom her angel after she helped during an illness. Dad coached Little League, even when Tim quit. They gave back. But did anyone know their past? I never asked. College took me away, to a city few hours north. I studied art, dreaming of galleries. Calls home were weekly. "Miss you," Mom always said. "Be safe," Dad added jokes. Coming home for Christmas felt like stepping into warmth. That year, the drive home was snowy. Roads slick. I arrived late, hugged them tight. Tim tackled me at the door. "Finally!" he grinned. We ate soup by the fire. Normal. but the air felt heavy, like a storm coming. Setting up the tree that weekend, I found an old ornament, a tiny silver bell engraved with a date before my birth. "What's this?" I asked. Mom took it gently. "From long ago." Her voice cracked a bit. I let it go. Days before Christmas, we shopped for gifts. Crowded stores, cheerful music. Mom bought Dad a new tie. He got her perfume. For me, they whispered about something special. "You'll love it," Dad said. I smiled, clueless. Christmas Eve, we attended church. Candles flickering, hymns soft. Mom squeezed my hand during silent night. Tears in her eyes. "Happy tears," she whispered. I believed her. Back home, cookies and milk for Santa. A tradition even now. Tim rolled his eyes but helped. We went to bed, excitement buzzing. Little did I know, sleep would be the last peaceful moment. Morning came with Tim's shouts. "Wake up!" Downstairs, gifts piled high. Stockings stuffed. Coffee brewing. The perfect scene. Until that box. After the locket, we tried to continue. I opened other gifts. Books, a scarf. Thanked them. But my mind raced. Who was the woman? The baby? Lunch was turkey and pie. Conversation light. Weather, school, but tension lingered. Tim asked about the locket. "Pretty," he said. Mom nodded. "Family heirloom." Evening. As snow fell outside, I couldn't wait longer. "Please tell me." They exchanged looks. Dad sighed. "Okay, Sarah, sit down." And so it began. The truth they'd buried for so long. The story started before I was born. Mom and Dad weren't always the people I knew. Mom grew up in a small town in Pennsylvania, with strict parents. She was young, just 18, when she met a boy named Mark. They fell in love fast, the way young people do. But life got complicated. She got pregnant. Mom's voice trembled as she spoke. "I was scared, Sarah. My parents didn't approve. Mark left town. She had the baby alone. A girl. Named her Emily. But she couldn't keep her. Gave her up for adoption. It broke my heart," Mom said. Tears fell then. Dad held her hand. I listened, my chest tight. So the baby in the locket was Emily, my half-sister. And the woman? Mom herself, younger. "Why no?" I asked softly. Dad took over. He met Mom a year later, at college. She told him everything. They built a life. Had me. But they kept Emily a secret. "We wanted to protect you," Dad said. "Didn't want you to feel less loved." But secrets grow. Over years, small things built tension. Mom's sad days, staring at nothing. Dad's locked drawers, whispers I overheard. As a child, I sensed it. Once, at age 8, I found Mom crying in the kitchen. "What's wrong?" I asked. She hugged me. "Nothing, sweetie. Just missing someone." I thought it was Grandma. Dad had his moments too. Late nights working, but really, he was searching online for news of Emily. "We never stopped wondering," he admitted. Tim was born, and life moved on. But the secret weighed. Holidays were hardest. Christmas reminded Mom of Emily's birth near winter. I remembered times tension showed. Family dinners where Mom pushed food around her plate. "Not hungry," she'd say. Dad changed topics quickly. One summer, when I was 12, we took a trip to Pennsylvania. Mom visited her old town. She seemed distant. "Old memories," she said. We saw a park, an old house. Now I know. It was near the hospital where Emily was born. Back home, arguments happened behind closed doors. Not loud, but I heard. "We should tell them," Dad once said. Mom replied, "Not yet. It would hurt." I felt it in small ways. My questions about family history met with vague answers. Nothing special, they'd say. As I grew older, doubts crept in. In high school, a project on family trees. Mom helped, but skipped her side. Lost records, she claimed. College brought distance. Paul's home, I heard strain in their voices. Everything fine? I'd ask. Yes, they'd lie. That fall before Christmas, Mom called more. Just checking in, her voice shaky. Now I know. She'd found Emily online. A social media profile. Emily was grown, with a family. Dad wanted to reach out. Mom hesitated. What if she hates me? They decided on the locket. A way to start the conversation. We thought it was time, Dad said. But it wasn't just Emily. There was more. Dad had his own secret. Dad grew up in Chicago, an only child. His parents died young in a car accident. Or so he told us. But that night, he revealed the truth. His father was alive, left when Dad was 5. Abusive, drunk. Mom's real mom raised him alone, then passed when he was 20. Dad changed his name, moved away, started fresh. I didn't want that past touching you, he said, eyes down. So both had hidden lives. Mom's lost child, Dad's runaway father. Tensions from that. Dad's fear of abandonment made him overprotective. Mom's guilt made her clingy. Small conflicts arose, like when I wanted to study abroad. Dad said no, too firmly. It's dangerous. Now I see. Fear from his past. Mom's over-worrying. Call every day. From losing Emily. Misunderstandings piled. Tim felt it too. Once. He asked why no grandparents on Dad's side. Gone, Dad snapped. Unusual for him. Holidays amplified it. Thanksgiving, Mom burned the turkey, cried. Sorry, she said. We hugged. But why so upset? Christmas always brought it out. Decorating. Mom paused at certain ornaments. Ones from her youth. That year, signs were clearer. Mom's distant stares. Dad's quiet moods. I asked Tim if he noticed. Yeah, something's up, he whispered. Shopping? They argued softly in the store. Not now, Mom said. About the gift. I now know. Christmas Eve service. Mom's tears. Not happy ones. Morning. The locket dropped like a bomb. Silent explosion. After opening, silence hung. Tim shifted uncomfortably. Cool gift, he tried. But we all knew. Lunch, forced talk, weather, plans. Afternoon, walks in snow. Alone, I thought. Why hide this? Did they not trust me? Evening, confrontation, gentle. No yelling, just tears. Mom spoke first. About Mark, pregnancy, adoption. I was so young. Regret in her voice. I hugged her. It's okay. But hurt lingered. Why not tell sooner? Dad's turn. His father, abuse, escape. I wanted better for you. Understanding dawned. Their protectiveness from pain. But questions remained. Did Emily know? Dad nodded. We found her. Sent a letter. The locket was hers originally. Given to Mom at birth. Returned years later? No. Mom kept it. Symbol. They planned to tell after Christmas. But gift first, to soften. Miscalculation. Shocked me. Tim listened wide-eyed. A sister? Excitement mixed with confusion. We talked hours. Emotions raw but calm. No blame, just sharing. That night sleep evaded. Mind swirled with new truths. Next days, we processed. Quiet talks. Mom showed letters from adoption agency. Dad, old photos of his mom. Tension eased as secrets aired. Like weight lifted. But hurt remained. Felt betrayed. Why so long? I asked. Fear, Mom said, of losing you. I understood, but it stung. Weeks after, Emily responded. Wanted to meet. Rising conflict peaked there. What if she resented? Changed family? But we moved forward. Slowly. The turning point came a month later. Emily agreed to visit. We prepared nervously. House cleaned, meals planned. She arrived on a cold January day. Tall, like Mom. Same eyes as me. Hugs awkward at first. Hi, she said softly. We sat in living room. Tree down, but lights still up. Mom cried first. I'm so sorry. Emily held her. It's okay. I had good life. She was adopted by kind family. Grew up happy, but always wondered. Dad welcomed her. Tim stared, amazed. Sister! We talked all day. Her life, married, 2 kids, job as teacher, like Dad. Emotions flowed. Mom shared stories of pregnancy. I loved you from first. Emily nodded. I know now. My turn. Felt strange sharing sibling role, but warm. Dad opened up too. His past, why he understood loss. Evening, dinner together. Laughter came easy, like puzzle pieces fitting. But under, pain. Emily asked why give her up. Mom explained youth, fear. I forgive, Emily said. Tears all around. That night, she stayed. We watched old movies, bonded. Next day, more talks. Plans to stay connected. Saying goodbye, hugs tight. Come visit, she invited. After she left, house felt fuller. Secret out. Healing began. But turning point wasn't just meeting. It was realization. Secrets hurt more than truths. Mom and Dad changed. More open. Shared stories from past. I felt closer. Understood their flaws. Tim, too. Cool having another sister, he said. Family dynamics shifted. No more whispers. Open doors. But emotional breaking came in quiet moments. Like Mom and I walking. I regret hiding, she said. Me too, I replied. But we have now. Dad apologized. I was scared. Forgiveness came slow, but sure. Spring brought visits. Emily's family came. Kids played with Tim. Picnics, laughs. Betrayal felt less, replaced by love, yet scars remained. Trust rebuilt carefully. I returned to college changed, saw life deeper. Parents' secret life, Mom's lost child, Dad's hidden pain, exposed by that gift. It shattered, then mended. In the aftermath, life settled into a new normal. We called Emily weekly, shared photos, stories. Her kids called Mom Grandma. That warmed her heart. Dad started therapy. To deal with old wounds, he said. Mom joined sometimes. They grew stronger together. I visited home more. Talks deeper, no surface chatter. Tim adjusted well. Family's bigger now, he grinned. But realizations hit me hard. Secrets erode trust, even well meant. I thought about my own life. What did I hide? Small things, like doubts about art career, opened up to friends, felt freer. Summer, we all vacationed together. Lake house, like old times, but with Emily's family. Boating, fishing, Dad taught her kids. Evenings by fire, sharing memories. Mom looked peaceful. This is what I dreamed. Forgiveness deepened. No resentment left. Closure came gradually. Letters exchanged. Old photos shared. Dad found his father. Passed years ago. Closure there too. Our family, once hidden, now open. Emotional strength grew. Calm sadness turned to quiet joy. I graduated college. Parents beamed. Emily came too. Life moved on, but better. The gift, that locket, hung around my neck now. Reminder, not of pain, but growth. Looking back, that Christmas changed everything. What started as shock became a path to deeper love. We learned secrets, no matter the intent, can wound. But truth heals. If you're holding something back, share it gently with those you love. Family isn't perfect. It's real, with all its layers. I smile now, thinking of it. Warmth remains. And hope for more Christmases, full of honest cheer.